Aliko Dangote, the richest businessman in Africa, I use that word carefully, richest businessman, because there are people who have accumulated money, much more than what Dangote has, but they cannot tell you how or show that to the world. But let us attach businessman. Yes, the richest businessman in Africa. Now, Dangote surpassed other business persons or people due to his close proximity with those that ruled Nigeria for a long time. Now, that brings the talk of monopoly. Recently, Dangote cried out bitterly. He said he wanted the federal government to do more for him, and he's not happy because the regulators are horning on the impurity of the byproduct of crude oil. Well, as it is right now, Prophet Marcus Tibetan, a self-acclaimed prophet, a white garment prophet, he has something to say. It will shock you to your bone marrow. What he said will blow your mind. I want you to pay attention to what Dangote has to say from the beginning of his speech, because he's also going to talk in this video, and you'll also be listening to Prophet Marcus Tibetan. He said a lot of things about Dangote and what will become of Dangote. Well, let us give Prophet Marcus Tibetan the opportunity to express himself, and we will be coming back to talk.
The end of Dangote cannot be good in this country. Yes, he has murder sleep. I will not be able to sleep. But Dangote, we are going to pay with our life. He's a very trickish person. He should go and pay his debt. If you know he cannot run it, he should sell it to Nigeria. He should look for anybody in the world to sell it to.
I thought building a refinery like this is, supposed to be a pride for everybody. Because we are not the only country. Angola, they've been trying for 20 years. They are still trying. Uganda, they've been trying for the last 15 years. None of them. There is no production capacity in Africa. Only 2 countries are not importing. But you can see a regulator is giving an excuse to continue to issue license for bad products just because he said that no, they don't want to create a monopoly. So how can we create a monopoly?
You did that in sugar. You remember what Dangote said? I could remember maybe 4 years ago, 3 years ago. Towards the Muslim festival, this time to them, there was a row between Rabiu and Dangote. Then when you look at the Indian people that is doing the Indomie today, Dangote has poisoned the Indomie before and killed some people when he wanted to give these people bad name and send them out of the country. But God still made them to stay till today. He can't take the monopoly of that product Indomie till today. Then again in sugar. Then when you look at what happened to the cement factory, this man doing in cement in Delta, in Benin area, he was the very one that put them into trouble in the front of Obasanjo. Look at the cement in his hand today. Look at the amount he's selling to cement in Cotonou. Look at the amount he's selling to cement outside Nigeria. Do we offend Dangote? Where have we offended Dangote for one day? Where? He didn't have human feelings. The end of Dangote will be worse in this country. Wow. His hand is in a lot of diabolical things. He never want Nigeria to know peace for one day. It's worse than all the presidents we have ever had. I don't know how you come about the richest man in Africa. How do you know the richest man in Africa? Where does he work before? So these are the things. These are the things. Is it too bad for the son of a poor person to get to the top? And now they will go to the Ayash on the IC doing all sort of rubbish thing. And we are not making peace. Do you remember this Dangote those days? When they are bringing ship of rice to Nigeria, they will sing, they will use the Somalia hijacker. They will give them trouble. People run away and leave the rice for him. I can remember a man, he's dead now. He collected money loan to bring rice. He was bringing rice to the country during the Obasanjo regime. They sink the boat. He never get out of the crisis before he died. We could remember when Babangida wanted to collect flour mill from the foreigner. How God helped that man out of the trouble. We'll be facing that trouble for long. He said they should go and look for a viable company. That when he's retired, that he wanted to be an industrialist. But why don't you wait? Then they want to take flour mill from that Lebanese man. But God saved the man out of the trouble. They don't want to start the foundation of anything. They just want to be on the top. Look at cow and sow, all these roads in the area. Look at the road in this area. I was so disturbed when they said Obasanjo is borrowing jet from Dangote to travel to anywhere he wants to go. When he has bastardized the whole road, spoiled the whole road, damaging everything. We came into this world the same way, and we will live one day. But the journey is too short. They should help us out. The Igbos are crying, the Yorubas are crying. Even the Northerners now are crying. Because all what the Northern leaders are doing is just eye service. It was telling Rabiu that it should increase the price of sugar. And this is what the people normally use to take their kunu and ogi or anything. Sugar sell more during the time of fasting of the Muslim. So the Rabiu said, no, we believe in God. Let us give this time to them. There was a row between Rabiu and Dangote. Then when you look at the Indian people that is doing the Indomie today, Dangote has poisoned the Indomie before and killed some people. When he wanted to give these people bad name and send them out of the country. We can't wait for Dangote. They cannot kill NNPC. He's the one that have the MD of NNPC. He's the one that sponsored him. He has some among the ministers, and Dangote sponsored some people there who leak information to him. And all these diabolical seeds that they wanted to give SMO seed that can kill people. Some bad rice are in this country through them. Dangote used only 4 years to be bringing trailer, truck people, putting them in Nigeria in the forest. Even Tinubu said in those days, when he's suffering, a bag of rice is 2,000, 3,000. He asked us to come out and protest. Tinubu said so too. But why is he doing this to us now? We don't know. We don't know. He said an outsider crying more than what? The berries. Then when he was there, he said, I could be well moved as usual, I could pray. But prayer will move me. But it's there. Now prayer is not moving him. The oil subsidy is still there. The subsidy is still there. God is the mediator. God is the father of Nigeria. God is the one operating in this country. Because if other country, all the money they stole in Nigeria, if they stole this type of money in America, America will be grounded. If the money they stole in Nigeria, if they stole that type of money in Britain, there will be nothing like Britain again. Anywhere you get to in this world, if you didn't meet Yoruba, you meet Igbo. You didn't meet Yoruba, you meet Igbo. These people have tried a lot. It's not my joke. They have tried. But for somebody to be having a good brain, to be producing something substandard, fake, if you give him good money, he will produce original. That's what the Igbo people. They are so industrious. They are so good people. They want to work. Look at Igbo. Up to 1981, 81, 89. They are still doing their obioma. They have to work in a day. They have to bring money home. It's something like the Yoruba. But if the Hausa want to work that time, you see there are 2 gallon, garawa on their shoulder. What are they doing? They were Merua. You see the home part? Merua. What are they doing? Fetching water for people. You get the point. So you see the difference between these 3 tribes, Yoruba, Hausa, and Igbo. We don't know where the other one came because it's only 3 babies we took away from the hospital. Now when we go to them, they say it's 4. That's Fulani. So what the Fulani want to do to us, we don't know. Now they are now hibernating in all our food, in all our forests. We take it 47. Is it by force they want to be our member? You know when I was telling them the other day that, hey, watch out, Kano. Kwakwaso, watch out. Because Sanusi will buy Kwakwaso. All the money they sold from CBN and everything, he will manipulate it and come back to power. Listen now.
According to reports and also rumor, the federal government of Nigeria had given Dangote some billions, and he was supposed to use this to help him carry out the production of crude oil through his refinery. That was what it was supposed to be. Now, Dangote wants to kickstart and begin work. There are talks about monopoly that Dangote dug his hands into a lot of things. Now, talking about capitalism, and this is how capitalistic or capitalism works. But we cannot 100% say for Dangote, this is pure capitalism. Dangote is more of a social system. He enjoyed or benefited from that socialism where the federal government or the state dig their hands into private businesses, enable private businesses. Dangote got into this business because he believes that he can do it. At times, business persons need assistance to get things done, with the promise that a certain percentage will be given back to the people, maybe through the government or directly to the people, such as employment and the host of other things. I understand that the rich wants to keep getting richer. And also, I understand the complicated issues that we have in Nigeria where nothing works, such as refinery. It's not as if it never existed, but they make sure that they grounded it to the ground. They brought it down to the ground, not to work. Talk about the Ajakuta steel. Talk about a host of production, industry that we are supposed to have in Nigeria, well put together and full transparency. But unfortunately, that is not what it is. Now, talk about privatization. There is no guarantee that if the government is to privatize some of these facilities, that it will work 100% to the benefit of the people. Immediately these refineries are privatized, automatically you will see some of them working to the benefit or for the benefit of that person that is in power and their friend that is sold the refinery to or any of those facilities to. What made that one work, and why is it that the one that the federal government is supposed to manage cannot work? What does that tell you? Talk about Nigerian airline. It is not working. Lack of integrity. Lackadaisical attitude to work, to get things done properly. Everyone is looking for fast buck. What can we steal? What can we get? How do we grab it? Money that majority of these people have stolen. Some of them don't even know where the warehouse they hid the money is now. They don't. At times, the money decay. Some of them have forgotten the bank or the bank details of where they hid money. Some of them cannot even find documents of properties that they bought somewhere. Some of them, their girlfriends, mistress, and whatever, children, stole some of the documents and they themselves cannot remember. Imagine a politician having 300 houses all over Nigeria, not to talk of the ones outside of Nigeria in other African countries, in Europe, in America. How many can they remember? They steal so much. Now, Dangote said he believes that this refinery will add value to Nigeria, to Nigerians, and we will not need to export and export crude oil, import the byproduct of it. He said we will have all of this in Nigeria. Now, I believe if any other individual chooses to build its, his or her own refinery in the same Nigeria, let's say we have 2 refineries now. We have one already in the south, west. What if another one is built in the southeast of Nigeria? Let's say some Igbo businessmen come together to build one over there too. What about that? Will it add value? Will there be no talk of monopoly? Will there be no issue of crude oil being handed over? Business people always think of themselves alone. How much gain can we make? particularly if they have the kind of mindset of certain people, let's say like that of Dangote. What do I mean? There was a time that Bill Gates came over visiting Dangote, and I talked about charity, meaning with all of this that you have acquired, have you tried to raise your people out of poverty? Have you not just employed them? Have you built hospitals and look for ways of helping your people? Because from the demographic of Nigeria, it seems your people have some kind of health crisis, some diseases, and their life is sort of a little bit lower compared to that of the South. What have you done? He said he has never thought about it. Can you imagine? Dangote is saying, with all I have acquired, with all the money, Nigerian money, because Dangote started, yes, as a man who is disciplined, who wants to get money, as a business person at first. He got help here and there because it has been written that Dangote will be rich. I'm just trying to bring in that destiny of a thing into it, because we all have our destinies in our hand to fulfill. You can choose and decide, this is what I want to do in life. But I'm just bringing that in. Now, Dangote was able to get this dream fulfilled because of those that are around him. Nepotism played out. It became monopoly. He got this, he got that, this license, this access, this and that. And it became who he is. But what has Dangote given back apart from employment? I'm not saying employment is not good. What has Dangote given back as a form of charity, where you don't have to work for it? Because you cannot have all of this and say to yourself, okay, I'm the richest man. I have this money. I have this. How many food can you eat? Drink? How many? So these are part of what I saw, and I realized that Dangote is just acquiring money here and there, establishing this. He's more into what can I get. I'm not saying it's a crime. Anyone who has the opportunity, who will not be stopped by the government, who Dangote will not pay some politician, some enforcement agent to stop that person from manufacturing or from competing with him. But this is how business is anyway. It's always like that. Monopoly is a big issue. If there is anyone out there that can beat or compete with Dangote, it's a good thing. Then Dangote will not hold the government on its jugular, saying, I'm not going to refine the fuel. You guys have signed a contract that I'm going to refine Nigeria fuel for the next 50 years to be renewed. So you dare not try to stop me from requesting this amount to refine this gallon of crude oil or whatever, this and that. That's where the issue of monopoly. People are saying Dangote has dug his hands into everything, and due to his close proximity with certain people who are in charge of making policies, and then he has kicked away, pushed away people who should compete with him. Now, some people also mention of Lafarge. It's a cement factory. They said, oh, Lafarge was the one that was operating back then until Dangote also came in with his own cement to break the monopoly. This I do understand that business, as a business person, it's not a field of play. You have to think things through. You have to compete. You have to be rugged. You have to do what you have to do to press and push. But if a system is created with the mind of robbing one person and paying the other, then it becomes a big issue. The case of Dangote, we need to see how this issue progresses. I've heard what Prophet Marcus said, and I'm sure you also heard what he said, how Dangote has been this, how Dangote has been that. All he has said is centered on the same thing, monopoly. That Dangote, due to his proximity with those people in the north, he wants to hijack everything. Once you hijack the oil, you're in oil business in Nigeria as the person purifying the crude oil, and you're in cement. It means that you can control a lot of things, and they don't want Dangote to have that power. Once Dangote succeeds in this, Dangote will have too much power. It will be like there is nothing else Dangote will get into. I think the next thing Dangote will get into is aircraft. Yes, Dangote will get into aircraft like massively, because now he has the petroleum product. He has the kerosene that the aeroplanes will need. So Dangote will simply get involved. It's as simple as that. It will begin that. It will be into all the businesses in Nigeria. Now, I have no problems with that. I have no problems with expansion. But will it be easy? Will it be possible for other people to benefit? Will they be able to also compete with the likes of Dangote? That is the problem. I believe that everyone should be given equal opportunity, equal share. That's what I believe. That's what I believe. But majority of these people, plus the ones that have been given oil well, the game they play with the government, having made money off from the oil well, they still pretend and act like, sorry, we have no money to further process. We need more money from the government. The government still gives them money. Of course, we know that money gets shared between them. That's how they roll. Many of them, they are just running the nation down. It's all about their pockets.